Let's create our first project and start learning C++. So we're gonna go and create a new project, and over here you go to the C++ and let's give it name test and just give finish. And yeah, so you get a menu like this, and you go to the main and you open it. After that, so let's start learning our first. Usually you start any C++ program with this statement, which says include IO stream. So the C++ program won't run without this statement. So this statement is really necessary and mandatory to write it. And what the thing that this statement do is it allows us to read or write standard input or output. And by the input we mean anything that the program asks from the user to enter. And by the output, we mean anything that appears to our screen. So if we don't put this statement, we won't be able to read or write any input or output. So this is really necessary statement. You put it in the beginning, and it's written as this: include IO stream. After that, we go to our second statement, which is using name space std. The thing this do is in C++, whenever you're putting an input or output, you have to make it like this std, and you write the input or the output. So in every statement you have to do it like this. So instead of putting every time std and these two pair of colons, what you have to do is just use this one which says using namespace std, so we won't need to write this anymore. So we, instead of writing it like this way, we just write the output or the input. So that's the reason why we are using this statement, the second statement that we have. And as you guys see over here, I put a semicolon over here. So basically, any statement in C++ program ends with a semicolon, except this statement, the first statement, you don't have to put semicolon over here. But other than that, you put the semicolon in basically mostly on most of the statements. So, which means that it indicates the end of that statement, or it's like we have the full stop at our regular English, so we use the semicolon in our C++ programming. After that, we're gonna create our main function, which is really necessary. You have to create this function. You can't start your program without this function. So whenever you're writing any C++ program, you just have to put this main function. And the way we're gonna write it, we're gonna say main, and we put the two braces over here. This means all the statements inside our main function, and this means that our main function ended.